Hi everyone, thank you for being here. I'll be talking today about some cool ExoPlayer stuff to play videos on Android. So, first of all, I'm Julien, a French engineer from France, Android developer since Froyo was out. Besides developing Android apps, you can find me listening to some good punk rock music and drinking some good IPAs. Also, you can find me on Twitter. So, I'll be talking about consuming video on mobile first, like a global overview with few metrics on how you can consume videos on Android. Then I go through the media player part from ExoPlayer2, from the media player which was there from the API 1 to ExoPlayer to build like most complex and advanced video player. Then I'll dig a bit on ExoPlayer to see the core feature and the extension associated to ExoPlayer. And to finish, I'll go beyond with ExoPlayer like, to bring this player outside of the box, like using it in VR, AR, or building your own extension to play custom data source. So let's talk a bit about video consumption on mobile. I'll start with a big metric. 50% of consumption of videos is taking place on mobile devices today. It's a metric from September 2019, I think, yeah. So a lot of videos are being consumed through YouTube, Netflix, more recently a lot of platforms are emerging like Disney+. There are a lot of content to be consumed offline or online. And so we have to be ready on Android to consume the large amount of videos. So what you can do for consuming videos on Android, you can use, obviously, ExoPlayer, that's what I'll be talking about today. You can also use VLC, which is open source and free software developed by a French company called Videolan. You can also use some Brightcove and VSG player, but they are paid player. It's non-free player, so you have to buy a license to use them. I'll be more focused on ExoPlayer, which is a product made by Google. It's open source and started in 2014. It's wrapping the media codec APIs and the audio track introduced in API 16. So if you want to use ExoPlayer before Android 4.1, it won't be possible. There's a lot of feature and extension to be a very reliable and strong player. And there are regular updates from the Google developer, and they are very reactive. You can open issues, open questions on the GitHub. You can get answer very quickly. And of course, why I choose ExoPlayer? Because ExoPlayer is like trusted by many companies for now, or more than 200,000 companies uses ExoPlayer in their apps, such as first YouTube, Twitch, or Plex, or even a French company called Molotov TV. So let's talk about a bit of media player to ExoPlayer2, a bit of history. So media player was there from the beginning, from API 1. Then Google developer introduced ExoPlayer in 2014 because they needed to play some dynamic streaming, some Dash content for their YouTube and Play movie applications. So they started to build this open source player to be more efficient to play various video formats. And then in 2016, they did a big rewrite and introduced ExoPlayer2 to be more flexible and to support more formats. So let's talk a bit about the old friend media player. So this is a structure of the media player. It's the simplest way to play videos on Android. You can set your MP4, your web videos, inject it to the media player, and play it very easily. It's complicated to custom this media player, and it depends on the Android fragment, of course, because it's part of the core framework. And there is a limited amount of media you can play. So this is the basic structure to play videos on Android. So in it, the media player with your URL, set the data source, attach the surface to the media player, prepare the player, and start the video on the surface, and you get your videos right away. Or you can use the video view, which is a view from the framework, with a bit more options. So you can attach the media controller. You can attach, of course, all the listener available from the media player. Starting from the API 26, yeah. There is a DRM, so content range management support, but it's from API 28, so Android 8. If you want to play DRM content before this API, you will have to choose another player, such as ExoPlayer. Then let's see how you can. ExoPlayer was built, the first V1. So this was the structure of ExoPlayer at the beginning when they were built. It's a wrapper around the media extractor, the media codec, and the audio track, which was introduced in API 16. It's a better structure with respect to the media player. With more customization available, you can stream dynamic contents such as Dash, HLS, or smooth streaming. You can very customize all the things, all the UI stuff. It's very flexible, so it's the first time you have a solution with a lot of customization from Google. So this was the basic setup for ExoPlayer 1. So you can just init a new instance of ExoPlayer, init your video renderer, audio renderer, as you want. If you just only want to play video only, you can just need to initiate the video renderer, or for an audio application, just init the audio renderer. Prepare the video with these renderers and attach the surface to the media player, and then you can play the video when it's ready. For sure, don't forget to release this player. Even at the beginning, ExoPlayer 1 has a lot of improvement with respect to media player. So it had a better start latency, a better rebuffer rate, and of course a better video height. This was a matrix from 2014, was back when ExoPlayer 1 was introduced. Then in 2016, ExoPlayer 2 was introduced with a lot of new feature and new extension. So as I said, it was a big rewrite from the team to solve the limitation, the design limitation from ExoPlayer1 to be more flexible and to delete the workaround that were introduced in ExoPlayer1 to play some content. As it was done also for playing for a full support of the dash streaming, and also to provide a better API for more complex cases, such as if you want to play some playlists or loop the videos or support any weird video content. So the main feature are dynamic playlists for ExoPlayer2, improved HLS support, playing some ads, for example. They introduce also a download manager to download your content offline, and then you can play it anytime you want, anywhere. They also introduce 360 video support to add some cool VR videos. And recently, they introduced the improved decoder reuse to improve transition between one video to another, so there is less buffering between these two videos. So this is the basic setup from ExoPlayer2. So you can just init a simple instance with a default track selector. I'll come back with the track selector later. Attach the player to the player view, and then prepare the media and play when ready. It's straightforward, and with this you can play most of the videos on the web, and even adaptive streamings. So let's dig a bit about ExoPlayer and the core feature first, and then I'll go through some extensions. So there's few metrics about ExoPlayer. So it supports more than 10 formats, such as MP4, FLD, WebM. It's a large set of video formats. There are also 10 more audio formats supporting, such as MP3, AC, FLAC, WAVE, and 10 more extensions, such as OK HTTP extension, FFmpeg, VP9, for example, to play more video format and audio formats. You can play 3 types of adaptive streaming, dash, HLS, and smooth streaming. It's brought 3 types of DRM, play ready, Widevine, and clear key. And also you can add some subs, such as some subrip, WebVTT, or TTML, as wanted supported by ExoPlayer. So if you want to add ExoPlayer to your project, simply add the Google repository and JIT and add all those following dependency. The core application is there to play the basic video formats. And if you want to add the adaptive stack, you can add it the dash, HLS, or smooth streaming dependencies. If you don't want to build your own UI, they also have a library to interface ExoPlayer with a nice set of UI, which is pretty nice, and you can customize this UI. And also the same for the extension. It's normally the extension with the name of the extension. It has the same version number of the ExoPlayer library. Yeah, this is the latest version. It's 2.10.8. The next version will be 2.11. which will bring a lot of new features and bug fixes. So let's talk about the core feature. So with the core feature, you can play progressive download, dynamic streams, and with ExoPlayer2, you can also build some custom datasets, some custom media source, such as some playlists. You can add some shuffle, repeat, some clipping. You can sideload your own subtitles. Of course, the nice downloader for offline playback, and of course the UI components. So this is the core, the core of the ExoPlayer. So your application talking to ExoPlayer, like to play, start, or get the next videos. ExoPlayer will be talking to 4 main core features, such as the media source, the renderers, the load control, and the track selector. So let's see in details what these 4 core features are there for. So let's talk first about the media source. The media source defines the media to be played. So it is your dash content, MP4 videos, or your DRM HLS stream. It's injected when the player is preparing. So just after the initialization of the player. So you can ExoPlayer provide 4 types of media source: progressive media source for MP4 or WebM videos, Dash, HLS, and smooth streaming. And of course, you can build your own media source, which I'll go through later. So this is an example of what you can do inside your player to build your own, to build the data source. It depends on the video type. So if it's a dash video, you inject your dash media source. The same for the HLS, and then as a fallback, you can go through a progressive media source. So you can build also some advanced and custom video playbacks. You can clip, loop, or merge different media sources. And you can build this composition of all media sources with the concatenating media source. So it takes all the media source you had created and it creates one media source to be injected inside your player. So let's take an example. If there is an example to sideload your subtitles, so it takes a dataset of subtitles, and then it creates for each subtitles single sample media source to be written with the videos. And then we use the merging media source to merge the video media source with the text media source. So they will be read at the same time. And then also you can have your own media source compositions. For example, here you can create a video which will be clipping from 30 seconds to 35 seconds. Another video which is clipping for 35 to 40, but it will play twice with the looping media source. And then you concatenate all these media sources into one to be injected in the player. So the video A will be played 5 seconds. The video 2 will be played twice for 5 seconds. And then the third video will be playing the full length. I'll show you some quick example at the end of the talk. So now let's talk about some renderers. So as it says, renderers are there for rendering videos, audio, or text, or even metadata if you have. It consumes the media from the media source attached to the media player. So they are processing the input and output buffer the media source send to the renderer, and they are using the media codec. So for videos, it's using the video media codec to render the videos on the surface. And for audio, it's the audio media codec which is processing the buffer to render the audio stuff through the Android stack. And it's also injected when the player is created. Then we have the track selector. It selects the tracks provided by the media source. For example, if you have dash content, you may have some many profiles for the videos to play the videos in SD, HD, or even 4K. And also you can have some different audio support for example in English, French, or Portuguese. So you may have the choice to choose between those audio when playing the videos. The track selector is there for choosing your tracks you want to play. For most of the case, you just need to add the default track selector provided by the ExoPlayer. But if you want to customize or add some custom feature, you can easily extend the default track selector. It's also injected when the player is created. And then you have the load control. The load control is there to handle the media source and handle the buffers. It's the load control which says how much media is buffered at a time. So you can use the default one, or you can customize it if you want to, like a bigger buffer, or I don't know, handle a different buffer. So for creating a new ExoPlayer buffer, a new ExoPlayer, so you define the track selector. And then you can build your audio, video, or text renderer. And then you inject all of these track selector, renderer, and load control inside your new ExoPlayer instance. And also there is a cool feature, the download manager, to play videos offline. It was introduced in 2.8. It's very recent. It was last year. You can download progressive streams such as MP4 or other formats, and you can even download some dynamic streams, and you can choose which profile you may want to download, because dynamics streams are more and more formats. So you can choose to download only the SD and the English audio to be embedded in your app. And it's very easy to implement this stack. You have to just register a new service and then build like a download manager wrapping the download helper provided by ExoPlayer. So you can easily then add or remove download, and then get those download and inject it in ExoPlayer to play your content offline. So this is what it looks like. Your applications send a request to your download service. Then the download manager will handle that request, and then will download, for example, your stream, then write it into the cache, and then write it in the database So the database will be queried to get all the downloads on the device. So, and then when you have all of these download on your device, you can query to get whatever you want, and then introduce the cache data source factory to play this video offline, and then inject the associated media source to your player to be handled by ExoPlayer. And also there is UI components. It's the basic stuff to play, pause the video, move forward, switch video during playlists, or change the volume, or even implement your own button, such if you want to the picture-in-picture mode. There is a lot of customization available. You can associate your own layout, so it's all customizable. And of course, you have to use surface view instead of a texture view when possible. Surface view are very more efficient to play videos over texture view. And also there is a nice thing for debugging and analytics. You can attach an event logger to your player to get a lot of metrics, such as the playback state, some player information when you initialize your player instance, or even you can get your media tracks, all the media tracks available from the stream, and the one that are being used. And you have this information real time, so it's very powerful for debugging. So now let's talk a bit about the ExoPlayer2 extensions. So there is a lot of extensions, so more than 10 extensions. It's mostly there for supporting new formats such as FLAC, or using FFmpeg to add a lot of audio support, such as True HD or Dolby. You have a lot of video extensions, such as VP9 and Opus for the audio. There's also some cool extension to add some custom data source. For example, if you're using HTTP, you can use HTTP to get your stream online, or other RTMP support for live broadcast. And then there is some classic extension which use for leanback, cast, or the Google VR library. Most of the extension, you can edit them through the Gradle dependencies, but some of them, such as FFmpeg, Opus, or VP9, you have to build it apart. So with the NDK, it will build it will be ExoPlayer to be added to your project. It's native libraries. And of course, if you want to use this library when initialize the player, you have to use the extension mode when setting it up. For example, here is the use of the GVR extension to have a specialized audio. It's quite powerful when you use ExoPlayer for VR application. So you have 360 audio in your applications, and you can easily add a new renderer and just extend the audio processor to pass the GVR audio processor, and then use this function, the set head orientation, to pass the criterion, which is the positioning space of your head when you are in VR with the headset, and then it will handle the specialized audio. And so why ExoPlayer is a cool guy? It's a cool guy because it supports a lot of videos, audio, and text formats. It's highly customizable from the core components to the UI, as it's an open source project, so you can fork your own ExoPlayer library, build your own stuff with these components. You can use a DRM support from API 19, so from KitKat. It's quite nice to have this backport to have a large set of devices in the market. And of course, there are some nice features with the media source. You can build a lot of custom playback with playlist or looping videos, or have some snapshot of your video. And you can also play it offline or online. It's not so great because sometimes it consumes a lot of battery with respect to media player, especially for audio-only support. If there is just an audio on your application, it will consume a bit more of battery. It might increase your APK size, but not so much. It's like few hundred KO. And sometimes it's quite hard to customize your components, especially when you dig a bit on the renderer part. If you want to implement your own video codec or your own video format, this might be a bit difficult to get into. Let's see where ExoPlayer can be. You can bring ExoPlayer beyond out of the box. So, for example, you can bring ExoPlayer to AR or VR applications using the GVR or using AirCore and SceneForms. You can also build your own video plugin for game engines, such as Unity, for example. Or you can build your own extensions to play various media source. For the fun fact, also ExoPlayer is a back player for Flutter. So if you are a Flutter developer and you are using the video component, ExoPlayer is beyond that. So let's take an example for building your own extension. So I'll show you how to build an extension, for example, for playing Samba sources. So you can build your own data source, for example, for Samba, and the media source will be injected when preparing the player. So here is a simple basic usage of the SMB format. It takes a user, a password, a host, and then the video path. So you create your own factory, the SMB data source factory, which will take the file name, the file URL, and then it will return SMB data source. So the SMB data source will extend the data source, and you have to override these 4 methods to open the stream, read the stream, get the URI, and of course close the stream to avoid leaked and when the inputs are done, input stream are done. So it takes the host name, username, password, and of course it creates the SMB client and the input stream to send the stream to the it will send the stream to the renderers. So in the open method, you initialize your SMB client, for example. So you set the username, password, workgroup, and then you open the connection to the server, and then you read the input stream from these SMB connections. and then returning all the bytes read by the input stream. It's in the read method, so this is where you are processing the buffer and then sending the bytes to be read by the renderer. And inside your player plugin, for example, when you are building your media source, you provide if the URL of your videos is from SMB, you inject the SMB data source to the extractor media source. And then you prepare your player with the selected sources, and it's working. You can also bring ExoPlayer for VR, building some cool and nice experience in VR using OpenGL or using your own 3D objects. The trick is you have to build a surface in OpenGL and mapping it to the surface texture, so the video can be rendered in your 3D object. And also you can build your own plugin for Unity. I'll focus on the Android part, so using ExoPlayer, OpenGL, there as game engine are there to be very powerful, and they ask a lot of resources when they're on the device. You have to go through the GNI to build this plugin and to build your surface to be attached to the game engine. It's a bit tricky, but you have to go through the GNI to optimize your player. So this is, for example, what it looks like in the Unity part. So this is C# code. So you get the native surface and then run the player. That's it. So I'll show you some nice trick. So, for example, this is the media player, the classic media player from the Android framework. It just takes MP4 videos, and you can also handle the screen rotation. So there is the ExoPlayer part with the ExoPlayer view. So here you can seek or play, pause. This is a default initiation of the player. And also you can build your custom media source. So here you have a sample of 5 seconds of the first videos. And then you'll have the new videos for 5 seconds, but playing twice. And then it moves to the third video, which is a 4K video, which might buffer. Yes. And also you can go back to the previous videos. Using the default media controller from ExoPlayer. And also you can bring ExoPlayer a bit further with VR. So here is our 3D scene in VR, and then you can play your video like a cool kid using VR. And if you want to know more about ExoPlayer, there is a nice documentation provided by the Google developers. So it's ExoPlayer.dev. There's awesome blog posts from the team. in Medium. And also you can find a nice article I wrote a few years ago about bringing ExoPlayer to the VR part and using it in game engines or using with the GVR. So thank you for listening. And if you have any question for ExoPlayer or other stuff, I'll be pleased to respond. Thank you.